Right. So a very good afternoon, all, and warm welcome to this webinar. My name is Siddharth Bhatia, and I work as a customer success manager at Interakt. So I'm sure you all have started preparing for the festive season ahead of us. So we have conducted this webinar today to help you with strategies and best practices that you can leverage on to maximize sales and customer satisfaction ahead of your competitors. Right. Before we start, I'd request you all to post relevant questions in the question and answer section, which is given right at the bottom of your screens. And without a delay, I'd like to introduce my speakers for today. So we have Rahul Shah, who brings a wealth of experience and insights as a senior product manager at Interakt. With a track record of successfully bringing products from ideation to market and driving innovation within the terms, Rahul is here to discuss about the templates and automation features that Interakt has to offer and how you can use these features to your advantage. We also have Rutuja. She's a strategic partner manager at Interakt. And with a wealth of experience in digital advertising domain, Rutuja has been at the forefront of implementing groundbreaking strategies for brands to optimize their WhatsApp campaigns. So she's here to share her insights and expert tips that can elevate your festive campaigns to a newer heights. And she's also going to discuss about some, she's also going to discuss about some use cases across the industries. So let's start with the webinar. Rahul, over to you.
Thank you, Siddharth, for the introduction. Let me quickly pull up the slide. Are we able to see the screen?
Yes, it is visible. Thank you so much.
Perfect. Thank you, Siddharth. Thank you and good afternoon, everyone. I hope all of you are doing great today. I understand it's a post-lunch session, but we'll try to make it an engaging session. So we are here to talk about the festive sales season that we have, right? And definitely the competition is tough. Market is sluggish, especially if you see the Western countries. The economy is not doing great. But trust us, the opportunity to sell, especially this year, is much higher. And tell me what makes this particular year especially very important, right? We'll talk about all those in today's session. But let me quickly give you a few stats on how you can win with Interakt. This year, what we know is, according to the business line, we are expecting 40% of increase. Like Indian businesses are expecting 40% of increase in spends by their customers over the spend that they did in Diwali last year. According to the Meta research, shoppers are more likely to purchase. 66% of shoppers are more likely to purchase if the businesses reaches out to them via instant messaging. And talking back about this year, I am super excited. And I'm sure you are too, because this is not the season of one or two festivals. It is season of a lot of festivals, as you see here. If Diwali and Christmas were not enough, this year we have one of the biggest festival in India that you can have, which is the Cricket World Cup. And what more, because India is hosting that this year. Last it happened in 2011, and we all know what a festivity it was. So I am super excited for this year, and we are excited to grow with you all. We are excited to help each one of our customers grow and have more and more orders this year. Are you all excited too? Let me know if you guys are active by just putting in something on the comment. Say if you are interested in growth, just say growth and super excited. Let's do this together. I'm looking forward to your messages. Super, super. Thank you, Poonam. I understand this is a post-lunch session, but show some enthusiasm, guys. This is the season that we all have to make the best out of, right? Thank you, Chirag. Wonderful. Now, oh, wonderful. I see a lot of audience have now joined us, and are equally engaged. So let me start with talking about what are the few things that our customers have done and they have grown with it, or that has proved to be right for them. What are the strategies that we should be using to really grow with the customers? There are three avenues with Interact and WhatsApp that you can use. One is CTWA ads, other is one-time promotions, and the third is ongoing notifications. In this particular webinar, we're going to talk about on one-time promotions, ongoing notifications, and how you can actually make it an interactive session or interactive experience for your customer, especially because WhatsApp is the channel for two-way interaction. It is not the channel for us one-way integration only, right? For CTWA, we'll have another webinar very soon, but let's talk about all these things. Now, why one-time campaigns? So one-time campaigns are means for you to actually connect with your customers again and again. Tell them what you as a brand are going through. Tell them about your new launches. Show them your catalog. Feel them that okay, you are connected with them, and that so that they don't ever forget you. So few things that we should do for one-time campaigns is, of course, be proactive, track your customers so that if they have not been interacting with you for certain days, you go ahead and be proactive, send them a notification, add some personalization, and of course, make it very interactive. We're going to talk about these things as we move ahead in detail. But just to give you a few stats, Dev Darshan, one of our clients, was sent 100K notifications in just 3 to 4 days before the yoga day. And they had immense success and response through those notifications. On Interact, like last month, we were able to clock 45,000 orders for all our customers. So what it shows is the platform has huge potential, right? And let's quickly move on. How do we use this portal? So most important is to drive your traffic to the WhatsApp as a channel. What are the ways that one can do so? There are many, and I'm sure most of you already are using Interact, so you already have set up almost all of them. So I'll quickly go through and revise, especially on if you have not done that, let's do it for this particular festive season. So one is, if you have not put in your WhatsApp or Vami link on Instagram, or if you have not set up the right icon, like if you have not set up the icon on your website, we would highly recommend do it so that you increase your user initiated conversations through it. Of course, so basically wherever you have omnichannel presence, whether it's in Instagram ads, or if you have just in your Instagram handle as well as your website, post your Vami link, because the key thing about a WhatsApp is as soon as somebody messages you, you ideally get all their information, and you can qualify your lead by asking them with relevant questions, and hence you would know that these are my potential customers whom I can sell a particular product, whereas the others whom you can sell something else. Uh, Especially for festive season, let's go ahead and target all the visitors that you had till now. Maybe they didn't purchase. Now, people who didn't purchase, even if you're gonna send them saying that, oh, we are giving you 20% discount, uh, check our catalog. It's very rare that it's gonna work, right? It may still work, but it's very rare. It depends a lot on other features. What we are suggesting here is let's make it interactive. Let's say you are getting 20% discount, but every brand out there is doing that, right? Every brand out there is sending you notification saying that right now our sale is live, etc. What are you going to do something different? We will make it interactive. What it means is maybe you ask some quiz, and we'll deep dive into all those things very soon. But we'll make it interactive so that your customer feel that they have earned the discount rather than you just giving them the discounts, right? We'll talk about how to do it. Maybe you predict a match result. Maybe you predict something related to a question related to your brand. So we'll talk about it. Other thing is, of course, you do abandoned checkout. I'm sure most of you are currently doing abandoned checkout whenever, let's say, your customer is on the card and they have not uh, proceeded with the order, you do send them a message. But what we also recommend is this, if not already done, send them or set second and third abandoned checkout reminder too. What are the most important thing along with abandoned checkout is that you should also have another CTA. So not only let's say a customer came to you for a particular t-shirt, not only that t-shirt, maybe give them a catalog collection link of jeans too, right? So not necessarily that they'll only purchase that product, they may purchase other products also. We gonna, any customer who had wishlisted any product on your portal, customers who have not been active on your portal. This is the time for us to reactivate all the customers. Of course, we're not gonna spam them, but we will make it interactive so that they are also interested in checking what you as a brand have to offer to them. Now, when we want to start, let's say we discussed just before slide that these are the my target audience I'm gonna reach out to. But how do you reach out to them? What are the best practices for templates? And let us quickly go through them. Especially on WhatsApp, you got to have a multimedia kind of template, which means you have to include images, GIF, video, whatever you like, or whatever suits the marketing or brand guidelines of your particular brand. But always try and add some multimedia items out there. Personalization, what we have realized is if you are personalizing using name or any other attribute that you have collected, it actually is increasing your CTR by 2 to 3%, which according to us is a great thing. And we would always recommend you to go ahead and personalize your messages. One thing which we have realized only a few of our brands are doing and they are getting the benefits out of this is it is the first two lines of your templates have to be the best. What it means is, let's say you open your WhatsApp and you will see a lot of notifications from the messages that you have received. If you have ever noticed, in your notification, you will always see the first two lines. What it means is your initial line has to be the best or something that will attract your audience and it will be very catchy so that they would want to know more about what you have to offer. That is something very important. And I think it is common across all mediums, right? If you put it on Instagram, you put it on LinkedIn, whatever it is, it's very important for you to have the first right openings. Same is the case with WhatsApp. Another thing that we have realized that only few of our brands are doing, and again, it has worked wonders for them, is not only keep a CTA on your buttons, you should always keep a CTA, not always, but if it is relevant or the way, if you're, let's say, setting up your template for a sale like we did here, it's always recommended to add more than one CTA or links. For example, if you have three products, like I have given gems, collection, Rangoli collection, or apparels, which is fashion items, we have kept all the three in different segments here and added a simple call out like it is starting from a particular price. What is the we are giving you minimum X percentage of discounts, etc. And of course, link to that particular collection. What it really does is it improves your CTA and because you wouldn't really know what is the particular item that this customer is looking for today. Today they might be looking at something, tomorrow something else, right? So it's very difficult to gauge and hence it is always recommended, especially if it's a sale kind of template, to share more than one links or CTAs as you call out. Another one thing which would differentiate you from your competitor is conversion levers. What I mean by conversion levers is, let's say if you are a new brand, for a new brand, trust is always a factor, right? How do you get your customers to trust you and your product? Maybe you are using COD so that they know that your product is going to come. Maybe you are giving them free return, whatever it is, whatever is your USP compared to your competitors, always go ahead and mention it. Like you see here, I have actually mentioned conversion levers and I have bold them. Like I have bold that part of my template. Not to forget, do mark, give them an option to stop or unsubscribe to your messages. The key reason is that you do not want your templates to be flagged or your account to be flagged because a lot of customer marks it as spam, right? So always give them an option to unsubscribe to your messages. The next is, let's say if you have one CTA, like we would always have more than one CTA. So for example, if, or not only give them a link to your website or let's say give them a link to your collection on WhatsApp, maybe you would also want to give more like set up some automation. I want to know more about your product, or you want to predict an answer and get more discount. What it does is it again gives you more options, because if somebody is not ready to purchase now, what if they are ready to explore what you have got, right? So that's what we have done, and we'll explain you what the second part is with an example as we move ahead. Uh, Now, just to add, let's say you are setting up an abandoned checkout message. Even in that, we would recommend, if it suits your brand, we would recommend to have more than one CTA there too. The reason is, if I was looking for a t-shirt before 2 hours, not necessary that I am still want to continue with it, or maybe I want to purchase something else. I would have already purchased it from somewhere else. The Again, don't get me wrong, abandoned checkout continues to be the most effective notification. But still, if you, let's say, if I was looking for a t-shirt, what if I want to also give you a collection of jeans or shoes for that matter, right? Or any other accessories. So any additional CTA is always gonna increase your chances of the customer clicking on it, or interacting with your particular WhatsApp channel. Uh, the next is, be interactive, be innovative, and be creative. And how we are going to do is, we are going to use Interakt's workflow builder, and we'll talk about it later. But as I said, you would want them to feel that they have earned a reward rather than they just getting one, right? And we'll see how we do it. If you are into a unique items, like let's say kitchen selling kitchen items, etc., there's a huge opportunity for you to also go ahead and send, let's say, a recipe video. Or if you are if you are selling apparels, maybe a styling video. If you had if you have collaborated with any of the influencer of that sort, right? What it really means is, it again increases your chances that, okay, your users might want to see the video. They might watch the video and then explore, okay, the video was great, let me see what products this brand have got, right? And that also improves your chances for this particular festive season. No, last but not the least, to your loyal customers or your high spenders, it's always great, if possible, to set up a pre-sale purchase, which is only be for certain customers, or maybe give them a sneak peek where they can go ahead and add it to the cart, maybe purchase only on the day of sale. All these things builds enthusiasm, and also makes it, it's not that one day you will have sale, it keeps you engaged with your customer, and which is also important, because then they will never forget you as a brand, and there's a brand recall that will build along with it. So those were in terms of templates, but how do Interakt help you? What we have done is, we don't want you to worry about all those things or think about your templates from the scratch, because we get it, right? We get it. This is, it includes a lot of creativity, it includes a lot of testings. So what we have done is, we have created a template library. If you see, I have created an end of sale template. We have created a mega sale for Diwali. Maybe if you are launching a new app, you would want to increase your downloads, etc. So we have created these multiple templates, and I'll just stop my slide right now. I've moved back to Interakt to show you live how these templates look like. So I'm gonna move to our Interakt library. So if you see here, this is the template section which you can access from here. And especially we have created a segment for festive season. Here we have created multiple templates which will enable you to start. So now you don't have to start from the very scratch on how do you think about it. Just go through all these templates, and all the nuances that we talked about just in the previous slide, we have tried to incorporate them. Right. So for example, let's say this template. This is an outlet sale template where we are saying that you could join us tomorrow on our retail and grab this incredible deals. If you are, let's say, launching a new beauty product, we are here and telling you that, okay, uh, in your best, like, our best selling beauty products are right now given to you at 60% discounts, right? And this was, if you see, a abandoned checkout cart kind of message where we have given you CTAs. You can always go ahead and add, let's say, discounts. So for example, grab your favorite with 60% off. Then we are saying that if you are first time, like, we give you 10% additional discounts. right? If you have restocking it, and this one particularly is my favorite. So for example, we have given you multiple links as we talked about. So there's a flash sale and we are giving you discount of 40% on ethnic, 30% on Western wears, and 50% on your kids collection. And hey, what? Hey, you know what? We also have easy returns and COD available with us. So why don't you come and shop with us, right? It's so what we have tried to do is create a conversation with your customer. This is how you would even talk on phone with them, right? And again, as I said, trying to give you multiple templates. We have created 12 templates for your festive season. And of course, we're going to create more and more. By tonight, we'll have 5 more templates for you. We also have multiple other templates, as you see. So go ahead, explore them so that you don't have to start from the scratch. But of course, right, you would want to personalize it according to your brand. So what you can do is you can use this template and make all the edits in the world that you want to. Set up different buttons, do whatever you want to, and then submit it for the approval. What this is going to do is you don't have to think everything from the scratch, but you can actually use them. So I'm going to back to my PPT. So we talked about what audience to target, what are the templates that you will target about, and then we'll also talk about what are the campaign strategies that you will look like. So campaign strategies, Rituja will cover. She's the expert in there, so we'll leave it to Rituja to cover it. But I'll very quickly go through it. So, for example, if you are setting up a sale, so what are your early discounts? If there's any deal that you want to set up for your customers, and you will send a deal alert, end of season sale kind of template. You of course have abandoned cart abandonment reminder. If you have items which are back in stock and you know that people have subscribed to it or they have asked you to notify themselves whenever the items will be back on stock. So you do that. Order delivery, return and refund. Even with order delivery, for example, always keep a CTA. Just don't say that, okay, thank you for your order and your order has been delivered. Use that opportunity to set up a CTA saying that, wonderful, would you also like to check our shoes? Would you also like to check something else? Or even for that matter, NPS. So you can ask for NPS or feedback, which is also very easy using our workflows. So how do you, so we talked about getting the right customer or whom to target. What is a template you should target with? What are the one-time campaign strategies, which we talked about in a brief, but Rutuja will cover it in detail. But how do you create those wow moment, right? How do you create those wow moment, which you did, let's say you did 50% of it by creating the templates, but how do you follow it up? How do you make sure that your customer gets the immediate response? Or how do you ensure that you are able to cater to the right customers and focus your bandwidth onto the right customers so that you as a brand also get more conversions? So what we're gonna do, we Interact have launched something called as workflow, and it has been an immense feature. What we have realized is more than 60% of our customers have already started using this feature just within 20 days of its launch. What are the things that you will use workflows for? So you will use workflows for, let's say, lead generation. So when I say lead generation, it's more like you have set up an ad and the customer is coming to you on WhatsApp. Now, what you are going to do is ask them the right question. So you are able to qualify that, okay, this is my target audience whom I should set up or maybe follow up. Right? You will always be able to qualify your leads. And what it really does is it increases conversion rates by for the same efforts that you have put up. You can ask for product feedback, cart checkouts, appointment booking, NPS. Now, you don't have to really go ahead and set up separate tools just for getting your feedback and NPS. You can do so very easily using our workflows. Set up quiz, and this is something which I'm super excited about. So what we're gonna do is we're again gonna make it a little interactive. I understand I've been speaking for last 15 minutes and it could be too much for you guys to engage. So let's make it a little lighter. What I would want you guys to do is just scan this particular QR right now. We'll give you guys a minute. Just scan and try the workflow. What we have done is we have set up 2 workflows. One is for Diwali campaign and one is for India-Pakistan match, that is the Asia Cup match that is coming up on 10th of September. So let's do one thing. Why don't you guys predict who is gonna win between India and Pakistan? Uh, and let's see the magic of workflows. So I'll stop myself. I'm just gonna look back to Zoom, and we'll give you a minute where we will you I can explore the workflows. Oh, I see a lot of people are messaging. Wonderful. Wow. Oh, I see most of the you are choosing India to win, and I'm always gonna favor that too.
Dawal, can you show the QR code again? Some people missed scanning it, please.
Oh, sure, just a minute. Yes, sorry. Go ahead. Please scan this. So what you will see is I'm yet to set up the catalog on this, but the main thing that we were showing on this particular is the workflow. So if you see for Diwali, I'm telling you, Diwali is coming up. Would you like to get some chairs? Or let's say India, Pakistan, what I'm saying to you is, if you predict India to win, and if India wins, I'm gonna give you additional discounts. But hey, to watch this spectacular match, would you need a chair? And hence, this is how you can sell, try to sell a particular product of yours where I'm trying to sell chairs here. And of course, this is how you will retarget. So if all of you are done, we can go back to Interakt. If you could follow me on my screen, I'm gonna just share how are we gonna retarget the customers now, right? So what we did is we had a lot of customers. We did a broadcasting, let's say to customers, or you maybe put this QR code somewhere, did a broadcasting asking your customers to predict a particular winner of India-Pakistan match. What I'm gonna do is simply go, and I had set up this particular variable as a user trait for the prediction that you guys did is India, and done. 41 users have predicted that India is going to win, right? And then what I can do is simply go ahead and select the next template using which I'm going to give them additional discounts. So now I'm going to say, perfect, you predicted the right person. Of course, after the match, like, if India wins, then I'm going to target the people who selected India. And if Pakistan wins, I'm going to retarget the customers who selected Pakistan. I'm going to say that you did the wonderful job. We believe that matches should only be watched using our comfortable sofa and with your drinks and things to eat. So why don't you explore our chairs, and we are giving you additional 40% because you predicted it right. But think about this. Now you know that this is not a random brand who is sending me notifications, giving me a lot of discounts. This is a brand which is giving me offers because I did something. And you will always love when you win something, right? So this is how you can go ahead and uh, retarget your customers basis what you had asked them to. So this is what I was talking about previously when I said, why don't we set up a two-way interaction? Why don't we set up an interactive kind of medium? And I always say this to everyone whom I meet. The key difference between WhatsApp and any other medium out there is that WhatsApp, you can easily on bulk do two-way interaction, right? And of course, once you do that, let's say you set this up, you have given them a particular uh, additional offers, etc. And then you are, of course, hopeful for more conversions. So very quickly, I'm going to tell you what are the things that you should also do in terms of like how can you be creative to get the attention of your audience. Like we saw, you can do World Cup quiz, you can do Diwali quiz, maybe ask something regarding your brand, and just say, what do you guys think will be our highest seller? Or what I did in Diwali workflow is, I asked you to guess what are the number of chairs that I'm gonna sell today, right? And I gave you some range. So if let's say your range is right, then I'll give you additional offers. Right, and what it does is it gives you interaction. It gives you, and next time whenever you are sending a brand a particular message, the chances of them ignoring your message is a little lesser, right? Because you are making it more interactive, you're making it fun. It's kind of gamifying the whole process on conversation. So you do a lot of things to gamify your website. You do a lot of things to gamify checkout process in your website, etc. But why not gamify it on the conversational mediums also? Yeah, so other things that we feel have worked for our customers are, of course, at least send, let's say, 2 messages to create the hype. If you're launching something on a particular sale, so let's say you say that, okay, my new sale is coming on 25th of September, where we're gonna launch something interesting. So stay tuned. Next time you say that, okay, we're gonna launch, the sale is coming on 25th. And if you didn't know before, let me tell you that we are offering all the way till 70% of discount or whatever the number is, right? Like, it's all marketing that you want to keep it 17 or 17, it depends on you. But this is how you can create the hype, and on the day of sale, you can of course go ahead and broadcast saying sale is live and we have this particular offer only for 1 hour, 2 hour, or whatever it is. Which of course you guys are champions in setting up your sales or setting up some kind of Diwali campaigns, but this is how you can create the hype. Uh, Always have CTA even for transactional messages. What it means is you of course have a CTA for abandoned checkout, which means go ahead and complete your sale, but also have some CTA for your order completion, some CTA for order delivery, so that not only they are informed about it, they can also go ahead and click it, maybe do some other purchase, explore some new offers that you have. NPS is a great thing to have, because what you can then do is, if you let's say collect NPS, what you can then do is go ahead and choose your 9 and 10 give rated customers and maybe give them additional offers. Or maybe you know that these are my loyal customers and hence I can broadcast them with more frequency than what I can broadcast to people who gave me one, right? And also reduces your chances of getting your template marked as spam, or maybe people not really responding to you. So you really be able to customize the way or your frequency that you send your message. You'll be able to customize the template that you send to your office. So hence NPS or feedback is super important. And of course, let's say even if the festival is done, like, why not really go ahead and thank your customers? Why not say that this festival we did amazing and we are really thankful to our customers about it? uh, and so on and so forth. Again, all these depends on each brand strategy. But I'm gonna very quickly now give the baton to Rutuja. She will take us through each and every campaign strategies that we can follow, and which will really enable us to differentiate ourselves from the customers. But before that, let me quickly go through some case studies and what really Interact as a platform does. So with Interact, you can of course qualify your leads, as we talked about, share catalog, automate a lot of business communications, like simple questions like, do you offer returns? What is your generally shipping timeline? So on and so forth. You can send bulk campaigns that we saw, collaborate using team inbox and widgets. And of course, monitor your chat, get your campaign analytics, get CTWA analytics, and so on and so forth. Uh, we have we are happy to share that we have a lot of Shark Tank brands also. A lot of the brands that you see here, you would have also seen on television with Shark Tanks and with sharks presenting and getting funding from the sharks using their amazing business. Also would like to share that the Bombay Sweet Shop. So last year, by the way, on an average, our customers were able to do 2.3x of the total orders, and Bombay Sweet Shop especially were able to increase their revenue from first Diwali to second Diwali by 4x using Interact, and they were having almost 100 orders per day using WhatsApp. Isaac, which is another brand, they are able to get 15x ROAS. They were able to clock 3.5 lakh revenue using the WhatsApp campaign in just 3 months. Again, 15% of abandoned cart ratio, like just cart to conversion ratio and so forth, right? So those were the stats that we have with Interakt. If you, most of you are already using Interakt, but if you are not, happy to share, happy to set up demo, just go ahead and register on Interakt today itself, or set up a demo with our sales team, etc. But before that, let me give you to Rituja, and let's really understand what are the key strategies that we should be using. So Rituja, do you want to take over and share your screen?
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Rahul. That was a great session. Hey, everyone. I'm Rutuja. I'm a strategic partner manager at Meta. I primarily look at WhatsApp and how can brands really drive their, business and strategies using this as a channel. So give me a second while I bring up my screen. Is it visible now?
Yeah, it is.
Awesome. Rahul took you guys through a bunch of, content primarily on how do you kind of build out those exact workflows, templates, what kind of template library is already available with Interakt, what are some of the strategies that you must use to kind of, double down on this festive season. What I'm going to spend the next couple of minutes is to kind of give you a visual representation of what kind of use cases or strategies that you can use for different verticals and different industries, and divide it across pre-sale season and during the sales season. Now that the festive season, like we're bang in the middle of it, considering it's already started in August and is kind of going to go on this year until almost the end of November, since Diwali is in November. Here are some of the examples that you as a brand can use to kind of really leverage, this particular season. So before I jump into it, just a quick reckoner on, why we kind of recommend WhatsApp as like this end-to-end channel. Performance marketeers, have been using email, website, app as their, primary medium. So far, what we've noticed is the drop-off rates on, a website versus an app have been growing drastically. Customer acquisition costs are going up. With WhatsApp, what we are trying to create is one persistent thread wherein once you get a customer in, let's say via a click to WhatsApp ad, you can continue to keep him within that ecosystem by, kind of getting him into the journey on WhatsApp, then kind of retargeting via marketing messages, and then kind of also, bringing them back into the funnel if they kind of, drop off via click to WhatsApp ads as well. This slide is pretty self-explanatory. The reason why WhatsApp is a efficient growth and incremental revenue channel is because of the scale of WhatsApp, right? We know globally about more than 1 billion people use WhatsApp on a regular basis. It's something that is way different than maybe a website or a phone call or a email experience. It's one-on-one, it's conversational, and it's asynchronous. And that's the reason why a lot of customers love to interact with businesses on WhatsApp. Now jumping into the entire campaign timeline and strategy itself, right? Now, as we look at the timeline, let's divide it into 4 sections. Early August, I know we're kind of almost in September, but I'm going to just quickly touch base on, what some of you, some brands of you who must have already done these activities, right? Which is early August, before the festive season kicks off, you do a little bit of campaign planning and preparations, which is basically planning your campaigns, identifying what kind of metrics you would like to, measure, and also onboarding, to WhatsApp if you're not already on it. Mid-August onwards is basically execution of pre-festive events. I would say we're still in the, phase of like the pre-festive events, because we've just kind of, only Rakhi and Independence Day has been behind us. We have a bunch of them coming up. So the second bit that we say is to kind of make sure you have your templates prepared, right? Your personalized templates are already prepared in the library. Like Rahul mentioned, Interakt allows you a massive library. So what I would recommend is, if you are already using Interakt and have a certain library built out, make sure you personalize as many templates as possible. Test it internally. Make sure your internal teams are testing the whole end-to-end flow on your test numbers, so that as and when the day of launch comes in, you already have that entire flow ready. So the whole end-to-end testing of customer journey is done. And then start launching your pre-festive campaigns, right? Basically, proactively monitor your metrics through dashboards and use any previous campaign results as inputs for the next campaigns. Then comes the post-campaign analysis, right? For example, between September to October, when you've already run some campaigns, analyze the metrics and plan for what you can improve, because the biggest dhamaka, which is Dussehra, Diwali, World Cup, is something that would come up between October and November. For that particular season, which is we call as the mega campaign season, make sure you have an updated campaign plan based on the learnings from August as well as September. Proactively monitor metrics through all your dashboards and make sure you're inputting any learnings that you've done within this particular month into your mega campaign season as well. Moving on, what are the best practices to follow? I think I already touched base upon this, is to start now. We're already well into the season, so start already, because festive related shopping starts around 3 months in advance. So consumers are already on their favorite brands, looking for good deals. Leverage all the features that WhatsApp provides. Rahul took you through a lot of like the feature library set on WhatsApp that you can use via Interakt. And then just don't focus on one standard campaign, right? Like divide it, multiply it based on your cohort of users and experiment it, right? Make sure that you're testing it out with like different kind of user sets. Let me now jump into the main thing that we wanted to discuss, right? The next couple of slides are basically going to be visual representations for you to take, for you to take stock of what you can do for your particular brand. Make sure this is inspiration for you. So feel free to make notes as well as, take like, anything that you want to like take away from these particular slides, because this is going to be very visually relevant for you guys. So let's say we start off with like a journey drop-off campaign, right? Like, so let's say we're talking about some user who's already entered the journey but has dropped off in the middle. What are the 3 main things that you can do over here? Where, for example, a user has browsed but not purchased. During an assisted shopping, again, the user has dropped off, or he's added it to the cart and kind of dropped off. What are the kind of campaigns that you can run? You can run personalized recommendations for browsed but not purchased products, for abandoned cart, which is something which is extremely popular and works really well on WhatsApp. And thirdly, which is a wish list reminder. What are the cohorts of users that you can go after? Users, who have browsed for like a certain minutes, added a few items to the cart, but never really ended up buying it. If this particular selected cohort size is on the higher side, pick users who have shown high intent. How do you know users who are high intent? Basically, they've spent more time on a certain particular product, browsed on that particular product, added it to the cart, spent time on the cart, but not really checked out. Why is this particular campaign category important? It's primarily because, it can increase your daily orders and also drive incremental conversions. Next, coming up to a new user. Let's say a bunch of new users have recently onboarded onto your platform, have registered on your website. How do you make sure these new users actually become, converted users as well? So who are these kind of users and what have they done, right? Let's say they registered on your website, but did not end up buying anything. Or either they installed your app, but again, did not purchase any product. Or let's say they kind of, got a certain, push notification from your end, but did not end up taking any action. So again, the kind of campaigns that you can do over here is, send across a notification saying that, hey, you registered, but you have not purchased yet. Nudge them to do a second or a third order if they have placed just one order. Or let's say, make them to do like push them to kind of, install the app if they've not installed the app already, as well as to upsell or cross sell, certain bits of products. Now, again, who are the users to go after, which are basically new to your business and, to your brand? The reason why this campaign is again important is faster ramp up of a new user ends up converting this particular user into a loyal, customer base. So customer who becomes, who is a new user, moves on to become a loyal consumer for your particular brand, will ensure that he buys multiple times within this particular sales season. Next journey is basically upsell, cross sell, journey. I think this is pretty, self-explanatory. This is for users who have already bought something from your brand, maybe in the last 1 month, 2 months, or even in a 6-month period. How do you basically re-engage these users? Is either upselling a particular product or cross-selling something from a different category. So what you essentially do is you send across a marketing message, which is basically targeted to that particular cohort, and you create an entire native shopping journey within WhatsApp itself. If you see over here, there's a notification that has come to the user. The user clicks on it, selects the items that he wants to purchase, goes through the particular catalog, selects a particular catalog which he wants to buy, adds that particular product, in this case a tote bag, to his cart, then adds his address. There's a payment link that is also provided, and then ends up making the particular product. So this is basically how you kind of upsell or cross sell to a existing user. Pretty self-explanatory, and something I'm sure you brands have already been doing it, but it's always something to remind to kind of do a entire native shopping journey on WhatsApp itself. Then let's come to a wish list reminder, again a native shopping journey. So let's say a certain set of users have been looking at your brand website for a while, have added a bunch of products to the wish list but have not been buying it. This is a perfect opportunity for you to use that particular cohort of users, add them into the template journey that Rahul had already shown, add this particular cohort of users to that through your CRM, and send across a marketing notification saying that buy these particular products that were in your wish list, and to just kind of entice them to do it right then and there. Maybe you can give like a 10% off, discount as well. This is to help them nudge to take the action right then and there. So the moment the user sees this particular notification, he goes through the entire journey, which is completely built natively on WhatsApp, adds the product to the catalog, and then kind of makes the purchase right then and there. This is an interesting use case, which is the fourth use case, which is basically an RF campaign, which we say based on recency versus frequency. Now, what kind of campaigns can you do in this particular use case? Let's say a personalized recommendation, a new launch of a product, something that you have kind of co-sponsored with, let's say a third-party brand. These are like a bunch of campaigns that you can kind of run. Which is this cohort for? Which cohort can this campaign be done for? Let's say users who have browsed more than 2 to 3 times in the last 15 to 30 days, but have not purchased. This is a great indication that this is a high intent user, but is just not making the last step, which is basically, buying that particular product. But which is basically last purchase was, more than 30 or 60 days old. So the couple of things that you can do is basically, send across a template which has a new launch announcement, kind of, saying that this particular brand is launching a new range of makeup, and, the price starts at this particular, price range as well. Seasonal push, as well as a brand co-sponsored, template as well. Why is this campaign category important? It again increases, the purchase frequency of this particular user, and the LTV of this particular customer increases because this particular user has bought a product maybe 30 or 60 days ago and has been hovering on your platform, but is not making a purchase. Next use case is a product replenishment reminder, again via a native shopping experience. So for example, let's say a user bought a cleanser, which is, let's say, a face wash about 30 days ago. Now we know for sure that this is a product that needs to be replenished, at a certain time frame. So maybe you can put in, like, for each of your product categories, a replenishment reminder for, let's say, a month or 2 months. And for this particular cohort of users, you can send across a notification saying that, hope you enjoyed your last order of this particular product. It's time to restock again. And then in WhatsApp itself, provide a native shopping experience. So the user can kind of click on this notification and go through that entire experience to kind of buy that product within the WhatsApp journey. Coming to the sixth use case. Now, this is a good one. I think this is something that all brands should look at, doubling down on, especially for this particular sale season, because a lot of users, consumers look to buy products during the sale season, right? Because it's also the time everyone's in the shopping mood. It's also the time a lot of brands are running discounts. So everybody is out there in the market kind of trying to buy. So this time, if you want to kind of resurrect some of your, lapsed users who visited, let's say, your app or site multiple times, but have not done any activity or purchase in a while, this is like a flow that you can kind of, use to kind of resurrect some of these user base. The next campaign that I want to talk about is basically vertical wise, promotional campaign. Again, pretty self-explanatory, which is where you want to kind of run campaigns such as, driving traffic to either outlets, doing a flash sale to your outlet, or, kind of giving them an invoice or a scratch card for repeat purchases. Now, this particular campaign is primarily for businesses who have retail outlets and want to also kind of get some of the users walking into their retail outlets and not just do online purchases. You kind of have something special offer specifically for, users who walk into your retail outlet. Now, this particular campaign is mainly for cohorts where, users who haven't visited the outlet in more than, let's say, 1 month or 2 months, and you kind of want them to come down to your outlet. This is, the campaign that you kind of use. Again, why is this campaign important? Let's say if you already have an online shopping journey, this basically increases the purchase frequency and the lifetime value of your customer, right? Because you're keeping them tied to your online journey, but you're also making sure that they're also, buying from your physical retail outlets. The next one is a user engagement campaign. I think this is again very self-explanatory, where you're not really looking at getting an action out of the particular user, but you're kind of running, engagement campaigns like either contests or quizzes or, a normal Q&A like a beauty advisor to make sure that the user is engaged with your brand. Maybe the user is not looking to kind of buy anything right then and there, but also wants to kind of, you want to stay on top of their mind as a brand, so that when the sale kind of comes in, or they want to kind of buy, they are on top of mind. You are on top of mind for them. Again, another example of an engagement campaign journey. In this case, this is like a two-way interaction. Similarly, again, you kind of, run a particular questionnaire where you can kind of show them products of your particular, brand, and just kind of keep them engaged. Secondly, could be like a contest journey as well. For example, a lot of brands love to run contests, and at the end of the contest, they provide you either a discount coupon or some promotional offer, which kind of entices the user to kind of engage with your brand. So this is an example of like a predict and win context, which is exactly what Rahul did play with you, right? Which was basically like a great example is this India-Pakistan match, where you can kind of, run a contest where, you kind of predict, well, will India win, will Pakistan win? And based on, what you predict, you kind of get some freebie or an offer at the end of that particular context. This is just an offline to online campaign, thing that, was done by Taco Bell. I'm going to skip through this. I think these were some of the examples that I kind of showed for mainly pre-sales journeys. Quickly going to walk you through a couple of them which are necessary for you to run during the sales when the sales season is bang on. So now that we know Rakhi and Independence Day is over, the next one that is kind of coming up is either Janmashtami or, in some time Dashera as well towards October. So these are some of the use cases that you can kind of leverage and double down on. An example of this is like, a mega sale campaign. This is something that is not tied to one particular cohort. It can be sent across to your entire user base. So if you as a brand, let's say, have about 5 lakh users who have, bought from you in the past, you can send this across to that entire 5 lakh user base. So what are some of the examples of the campaigns that you can run? For example, let's say, you can send across membership purchase nudges before sale. So for example, let's say you run a loyalty program and you have a membership, available as a brand. You can kind of send a purchase nudge so that, if they kind of get, if they kind of purchase that membership, they get like a certain, offer on the day of the sale. They basically get, let's say, free shipping or additional discounts or reward points on all their purchases. This is something which is highly enticing for a lot of customers. Second could be a pre-buzz, which is a sneak peek into offers, right? For example, your sale is coming up in 24 hours. This is a campaign that is really good to kind of send across 24 hours before, because this is a good reminder to again stay top of mind for them, to let them know that the festive sale is going live, 60% off on, bunch of products. So for them to kind of, wish list some of their favorites. Next is doing actually bursts on the actual sale day, right? Your users would be busy buying a lot of products on the sale day, but to make sure that they kind of also remember where they can get some, best discounts, you can continue to do bursts telling them that, there's flat 25% on men's apparels, there's 10% off on jewelry, things like that. So bursts on the actual sale day is something that is again very relevant. Next one is a sale ending reminder. Let's say the sale is been going on for 3 days and the last 24 hours are remaining. Again, you can kind of do this one particular campaign, which is just letting them know that the last 24 hours are on and there are some exciting offers that are lined up for the last 24 hours as well. And give them a URL link to kind of, go there to that particular website to, make sure they get all of these offers. And lastly is abandoned cart, right? I mean, during sales, almost all users of your brand would have some items in your cart. So this is something to kind of, nudge them to kind of go and buy items that are already lying in their particular cart. The next one is again engagement. So again, something that can be sent across to all cohorts during the sales season. Again, couple of examples, which is, let's say, video sharing contest to unlock offers. This is great to kind of get the users to engage with your brand in detail. Second is, let's say, if you have a brand ambassador, so maybe use your brand ambassador to kind of do a personal connect with that particular user. Say that, they're giving out special offers and, they can kind of click on this to, and unlock, let's say, 50% off, and then they can kind of, interact with that particular campaign. And you can always use, other features that WhatsApp offers, such as, voice notes. This is a great example of how a brand has kind of used voice note as a contest to, engage with the user on the sale day. This is another example to drive engagement for users. Let's say you have a QR code entry point. This could be on your, let's say you as a brand are running offers maybe in newspapers or, on multiple other channels. You can have a QR code which the users can kind of scan and enter into the WhatsApp journey to kind of, either engage with your brand or to kind of, get a particular offer. This is a great way to kind of use QR code, because QR code is a great entry point. It's a user generated message. So that way the users are themselves, interested to kind of, engage with you on WhatsApp itself. The last one, I know we are kind of out of time, so I'm going to quickly run through the last couple of slides. This is basically turning every business as usual campaign into a sale campaign. So for example, things like a gift card purchase or a CTWA, like a click to WhatsApp ad with a engaging chatbot. These are certain standard campaigns that you can kind of, rejig and customize specifically to suit the sale that you are particularly going to be running on the day of the sale. This is a last slide, which is primarily for a fintech or a finserv vertical. If there are some brands in the audience who are in, let's say, who kind of have products in the fintech or finserv vertical, these are some of the campaigns that you can run, which is primarily, let's say, a festive loan offer or a credit card festive offer, or let's say an unclaimed voucher offer. So very similar to other retail or commerce products, but primarily customizing it for your particular, brand, as well as, the use case that you have. And with that, I want to kind of take a pause. I know we're at time, and I'll kind of pause to see if there are any questions. I do see there are a bunch of questions, so let me hand it over to Siddharth to kind of, moderate the questions.
So thank you, Rituja. I'm sure the audience do have a lot to take away from this. And thank you, Rahul, as well. We are already out of time. And I guess Rahul has already answered the questions. Meanwhile, you were presenting, Rituja. So I'll quickly end this up. Also, we are releasing a poll right now. I would request all of you to answer the poll so that we can come up with more interesting topics later on. And thank you so much, everyone. So the poll should be reflecting on your screen. Yep. So thank you once again to our speakers and to all those who attended. Hope you will be able to maximize your sales in this festive season. And we apologize if we could not answer everything due to lack of time. Anyways, you could always drop us a mail to support@interakt.ai for any queries that you have. And also, just one last thing, we'll be sharing the video of this webinar by the end of this week. So thank you, everyone. And thank you, our speakers and all our attendees. Have a great time. Thank you.